Estamos con John David en el Congreso de la NAB y él es el fundador del proyecto 168 y él nos va a explicar un poco sobre esto en este momento. So, John David, when you start this project and what it's about?
168, it was developed as a way to help people get in contact with God and also to raise their filmmaking, storytelling ability and raise the bar for the films of faith that are being produced. We started 10 years ago, and in that time we've made 168. We've made almost 600 films in that time. They're all about 10 to 11 minutes long, and they're all based on a verse from the Judeo-Christian Bible.
How can we get involved in this project?
Well, the best way is to go to our website, 168project.com, and you can go there and register for our email newsletter, and that way we can keep you informed. I'm assuming there's quite a few filmmakers where you're from.
Mexico, yeah, sure, yeah.
Sure. And you know, anybody can enter the competition. You just have to, register, and then there's a small entrance fee. It's $168. It goes up towards the competition, which is in February, March, and then the film festival itself is in March or April. And the cool thing about 168 is, we give away cash and prizes. $30,000 in cash and prizes is what we had this year, and everyone, if they follow the rules, everyone screens. So the film production competition and film festival is what we are. We also have a writing competition, and that's called Rite of Passage. And Rite of Passage is, instead of making a film in 7 days or 168 hours, you make a 12-page screenplay. And then those are judged, and it's $1,000 to the winner. That's about $84 a page. It's kind of a cool thing. And then the best of those scripts in Rite of Passage are offered to the producers, and they can make those films as part of the Rite of Passage screenplay spotlight in our film festival. So that's a little added thing that we do to it's kind of like an evolution from 168. Instead of just a speed filmmaking competition, it's now, okay, here's a pool of scripts. These are really good stories. Let's concentrate on specifically filmmaking. The story is kind of handed to you.
Right.
So that's kind of a nice thing, especially for, well, I mean, it's a different thing for experts versus students, because usually the problem is story. You can make good pictures and great sound, and good story is really hard to come by. So we take the best scripts from hundreds of scripts, and then we end up with something a little bit more polished, maybe a lot more polished than you can get in a speed scramble. Now, let me tell you the process for what we do. When people enter the competition locally, we have mixers and ways to get the teams, cast and crew together, and we'll have seminars, education as well, and then everything comes to verse assignment night, and that's in February, early February, and we have people come in. I was looking for my pamphlet. Have one? Oh yeah. Okay. See this pile of stones right here? These stones represent, there's a hidden Bible verse under all those stones, and the producers come in and they pick a stone. This is locally in LA, and the stone has the verse. They read the verse, and then they start brainstorming, and then they write, and then they cast and get locations and schedules, and that's a 10-day pre-production period, and that's what makes the films watchable, really. And then after the pre-production, they're allowed to start shooting, say 11 a.m. on a Friday, and 168 hours later, 7 days later, they have to finish a film and turn it in for the deadline. Now in Monterey, you would have to turn your film into the mail carrier. That's your deadline you have to make. And if you get it in on time, then you're eligible for awards. We have Best International Films, and the international films also compete with the other films. And an international film has won Best Film in the past. So it's wide open, and and there's lots of excitement. Plus, you get to have your film seen by very important people in Hollywood, meaning casting agents, meaning big producers, directors, people who come looking for new talent in our film festival.
Can you tell us a little bit what is the impact that you have as a ministry in this filmmaker world?
What about the ministry?
What is the impact that you have?
The impact, if you come over here just a little bit, this is our impact page. I'm glad you asked. And basically you have people that are advancing their careers. She starred in about 5 movies this year, Jen Gotson, and she and her husband have been making films. This is Joe Osborne. He's been making a lot of inroads into both the faith-based as well as a secular Hollywood. This guy made a couple of films, Rob Kirbyson, and he's now employing people from our competition as talent, as cast and crew. He won Best Actor in 2011 and got noticed by one of our jurors, and she recommended him to Rob, who's producing this film, and he got cast as a result of that. Josh Weigel and his wife Rebecca, they're some of our rising stars. Josh, he got his filmmaking start in 168, and he won the competition with his second 168 film in 2008. He used that film to parlay his career and to attract his cast and crew for a film called The Butterfly Circus. TheButterflyCircus.com. You can see this 20-minute short. It's a really, really amazing film with a very famous legless, armless evangelist. He's about yay tall and just he's so happy. He just got married. It's amazing. Cool. And so he made this film. It's been downloaded 10 million times, and now he's gotten signed with CAA, Creative Artist Agency, as a director, and he's working on the full-length version of The Butterfly Circus as a feature film. He's raised, I think he's raised 5 million. He's going for 25 million. So these are people that are advancing. Evangelista is a really thing I'm proud of. This is basically to encourage people who want to tell the gospel of Jesus Christ in their films. You know, it's done poorly. We've seen that. And so this is for doing it well, Evangelista. And if we don't encourage that, then nobody will. So we're raising the bar for Christian films. Very proud of that. World changers. This girl, Jessie Ottolini, entered this GoDaddy commercial contest. She made a family-friendly spot instead of what they usually get, which is girls in bikinis jiggling around. And they picked her as the winner. She won $100,000, and they changed their advertising strategy because of this one girl for such a time as this. That's huge. This German film, this friend of ours is a producer. He went to Germany to study film production in this school. Well, all his buddies are agnostic or atheists, whatever you want to call them. And so he told them about 168. You know, hey, you screen in Hollywood. They're like, great. You get to be seen by all these famous producers. The producer of Star Wars, producer of Raiders of the Lost Ark, producers of X-Men. They're like, great. And they said, oh, and by the way, it's Christian. They're like, no thank you. But anyway, they made a film. They got the film made a really good film. They won a couple of awards. And at the end, this agnostic director, Matthias, said, after 168, I no longer consider myself agnostic because I can no longer deny the truth of the words of Jesus. Amazing stuff. And you know, we've been going over to China, Korea, and just kind of telling them about what we're doing and helping them by, you know, if we can export a little bit of Hollywood without the gratuitous sex, violence, language, then, you know, that's a good thing. And Hollywood sells. People are real excited about Hollywood. So we're changing things in a big way. You know, here in Hollywood, or there in Hollywood especially, but also around the world, by allowing people to kind of grab a piece of Hollywood and take it over there. We may be doing some film festivals in China, and we've got all kinds of cool stuff going on. And we definitely want to have more Mexican film entries and entries from Central and South America as well. So if you guys got friends, we'd love to have you. So come on down, 168.